delighted to have Ella Woodwoods with us tonight. She's the author and founder of Deliciously Ella, which is an amazing food phenomenon. And I think the word phenomenon is used and abused in marketing, but it's really true in this instance. She's created a new philosophy around food, the notion of goodness, the notion of sociability, the notion of eating yourself back to health, which is a bigger idea which a lot of food brands I think need to think about and incorporate with their thinking.
In 2011 I was diagnosed with a condition that breaks down your autonomic nervous system called postural tachycardia syndrome, and I spent about 4 months in hospital, and then I spent subsequent sort of 6 months in bed on all kinds of medications and steroids and things, and they just didn't work. And so I thought I would try something different, and I tried food as healing and kind of lifestyle and healthy living, and I started writing a blog because I didn't know how to cook, and somehow that turned into this.
I think the food blogger is now something that's here and present. I don't think it's an emergent trend anymore. I think it's a huge part of digital culture and a huge part of food culture. Does it compete with food brands, manufacturers of food? I don't think so. I think the big question, if you're a brand, if you're a manufacturer, someone who's making food, is how do you work with these guys? How do you create products, create relationships, create dialogues where they're really happy to talk about your products? Because it's a fantastic and generally pretty cost-efficient way of doing marketing.
I think you have to just be you, and I think that's really, really scary. You have to put yourself out there. I think as soon as I started sharing more than just food, it grew so much quicker. So people are there for the food and for the healthy living, but they like that it's, you know, I think being able to show a snapshot of you and your lifestyle and aspects of your character and your life in it, I think that really helps rather than having it so kind of staged and perfect.
The real challenge for brands is you want to leverage what's great about these food bloggers, which is their closeness with their audience, the fact they have an audience, but of course their authenticity. So I think you've got to have an authentic relationship. There's got to be a partnership that's based on shared values and a shared interest.
It's easy, I think, when you work in a digital world which doesn't stop, to never stop and therefore share every single aspect of your life, and I think then you can get quite exposed, and the bigger you are, of course you're going to attract criticism and things like that, and if you can slightly log out, that's quite nice in terms of saying, okay, people aren't liking me right now, that's fine.
We're only at the start of food blogging and what it might turn into. I think increasingly we're starting to see not just bloggers, we're now starting to see food brands, and I think Ella, Deliciously Ella, is a food brand. It now exists across many channels. So what's next for Ella? Could it be Ella TV? You would think that's probably in her very near future. So I think the evolution of these guys to probably replace the guys from my era, the old-fashioned chefs, the Gordon Ramsays, the Jamies, and these kind of people. I think the food bloggers are going to come up and become the food brands and the people driving food choices and food culture in the UK for sure.